Got it.
I think you're on, Ed.
Hello, folks. Your selectmen's meeting is now in session. As usual, our town clerk will start with her report.
Okay. I just wanted to start out with recapping the municipal election and town meeting a little bit. On the election piece of it, a total of 97 ballots were cast, and I had a count of 33 people that attended town meeting. I did make some notes and kind of summarize some of the questions that people had, and maybe we can remember about it and improve next year on some certain items and incorporate some of those now, such as recycling, posting reports, stuff like that. So I did do a little recap for you on what I thought were good questions and points, and included that.
Good.
Maybe some of them would be good discussions for later on, but I have to go through them now. I did want to talk about the results of the municipal election, just so everybody was on the same page. As we know, welcome Jen, congratulations. Judy, SAD 55 Director, Planning Board, Roger Moreau, Alternative Planning Board Member, Harvey Maycumber. There were 2 spots for Budget Committee, so that would be Denise Crooker and Deborah Jackson. There were 3 spots for Budget Committee 3-year, and that would be Janet Berger, Jeff Wright, and James Barron. So we have those sheets ready for you when everybody wants to come in and get sworn in. We will call and send a letter to the Piper people that got written in. Everybody had 1 vote, so we'll reach out to them and see if there's any interest.
Was the 2-year term up also on Piper? And nobody got any votes, or was it?
It wasn't up.
Okay.
Someone had that spot.
Okay.
Yep.
Good. Thank you.
Does that look okay to everybody? Make sense?
Yep. Anybody that wasn't at town meeting? No. Okay, nobody was. Good.
Okay. Another topic that a lot of people have been talking about is the website. We've been hearing from a lot of people on the side and a whole lot during town meeting in conversation that our website needs a lot more information. We need to do better with posting reports, a lot of them, sheriff, CEO, recycling, the whole 9 yards. Our website is great and worked really well for what we were doing, but we feel like we should make some changes just to the more information that we want to post and be more transparent. So we want to look at posting more community events, a lot more resources, and we did reach out to Deb Miller. She is a website designer developer. She has built 7 websites, including the Grateful Undead and the Parsonsfield Border Historical Society page. So we've been talking to her a couple days now, and she ran some numbers, and I kind of laid them out for you. Right now, they're phasing out the website builder that we're using currently. It's $239 a year. The website builder that basically she's familiar with and knows very well would be quite a bit cheaper. And she has volunteered to help us seamlessly rebuild the website. Basically build it in the background, have our current one still running, and we'll have potentially a series of meetings, have everybody look at it, see what we like, and when everybody's completely happy, she can seamlessly move that over to parsonsfield.org. So I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. I know it's a big topic.
So she has volunteered, meaning she's volunteered to do it for nothing?
Yes.
Okay. And will she do the updates to it, or will you be doing them?
We would be doing it. She would train us after
Okay.
she builds it.
Okay.
She said that she uses WordPress, and she said she looked at what we have. There's a lot more tools with WordPress. There's a wonderful calendar that self-updates. It wouldn't have to be manually updated like we are doing now. It would have a lot of information and easier to update, less blocks, less links. It would kind of like all come together. And it automatically sizes to your big screens, your tablets, your phones. It automatically does that for you. So, yeah, it's what we would like to start to work on. It will take a while, but I mean, we would like everybody's input, on what we want.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Links, resources,
Yep.
easy, user-friendly.
Yeah, and if we can do like design reviews along the way
Yeah.
before it goes live, that'd be great.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what she wants to do. That seems easy.
She's
And-
been really easy to work with.
Yep. And she loves doing it, so
Yeah.
she's,
A plus.
Do they do email hosting, do you know? I mean, I know you
Um,
said we've just renewed ours, but,
yeah, I'm not sure. I'd have to talk to her more about that,
Okay.
because we did review the emails. It looks like there are some that we can take off.
yeah,
And basically we ran the numbers. I did print out the, costs on the email. It looks like if we remove the emails that are no longer used, it would basically pay for the transfer of the new website. Because the town clerk website is, let alone is $96 a year. And then there's two others. Harvey's is still there, and now Jesse Stacy's. So, we're still paying for those. So that's almost a couple hundred.
town clerk website, or email is,
$96. And so is Debbie's. Yeah, it looks like it's a space thing. We kind of clicked on it and had more space. Everybody else was at like $33 a year.
no, yeah.
So as far as cost, it would
Probably what
basically
it is, yeah.
pay for itself if we took off the emails that we don't use anymore.
Yeah.
So is that okay to get that started, or?
Certainly okay from my standpoint,
That's
yeah.
great.
Okay,
Yeah.
what do you think, Ed?
What I understood of that was fine.
Okay,
The receipt here, this is for the renewal for all the,
the emails just got renewed in August, and that was we were just looking at costs.
Okay.
Just
And
informational.
that was just for.
so this is the $560 worth of
Yep.
email.
And just the website builders, and we would use still the SSL or whatever that we have. We would still use that same thing. Nothing else would change other than the builder. The SSL part of it, she said would
Yes,
work,
I'm,
the domain.
okay, I would need to see, I guess, how that is gonna fit in with what we have. I mean, you say we use the same security certificate, which is great.
That's what she said.
Yeah?
We could use
Okay.
the same, so that would not change.
Okay,
Because that got renewed for 2 years, which she said that would, I think, be
yeah,
fine. Yep.
okay. And do these folks host the website as well, or are we still?
It would still be hosted by GoDaddy. It's
Still
just
hosted
a
by
builder. She would
Okay,
use the
just the builder, yeah.
WordPress
Okay.
builder part of it instead
Okay.
of website builder.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
So the basic cost for normal folks is $33.48,
Yeah.
basic, okay.
Yep.
That's gonna stay the same.
If we want the parsonsfield.org, if we want that piece of it,
Costs a little more.
costs more to have the parsonsfield.org
Alright.
at the end of our email.
Can you, I just, trying to look up some other things, I noticed some of the previous annual reports had a dog report in it, licensing and non-licensing. can you get that started again, or do you think it's worth it, or?
I believe we did that report. I don't have it in front of me, but it was part of the
I
town
didn't
clerk.
see it in the, maybe it was
in the
there?
town clerk report, I believe.
Yeah, it would be part of the town clerk's report.
Yeah, we ran the numbers and
Page 15. It's just 3 lines, 4 lines.
yeah.
15.
15. Okay. Missed it, thank you. And the other thing is, we're gonna need a public access officer.
Okay.
David does not wanna participate in that anymore.
Okay.
If you or Renee or
Yep,
would like to, just let us know
we can do that.
what you'd like to do.
Okay.
We'll need to appoint you, so if you can let us know maybe before the next meeting.
Well,
Or if you want to just decide now.
I have no problem doing it, so.
Okay, there we go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yep, thank you.
Can you, get us a couple of bank statements, the regular checking account?
Mm-hmm.
For, maybe August 1st, September 1st type thing?
We just got August in the mail, so yep, I can.
Okay, thank you. Just trying to figure on the taxes, how much
Sure.
we can reduce them by.
Yep.
And I'm assuming you have a thing in there on the missing checks and stuff, so we can go over that when
Yep,
we get to it, okay?
yep, let me go grab that.
All right, so folks, then we do our usual approving the minutes of last week's meeting and this week's agenda, paying bills that are due this week and signing off on bills that will be paid next week. We have an ad going in the shopping guide for general assistance. That'll show up in this next week's shopping guide.
This week and next.
Next week's too late.
Okay.
No, next week isn't too late, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, it's in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I put it in for 2 weeks.
Yeah, good.
We have our monthly report from our sheriff's department, giving us incidents that they responded to and a general breakdown of all the calls. We did have an interesting report, and you hear it on the news, you're starting to hear it more and more. Property owner of a home on Randall Lake was advised that someone accessed his deed and was putting his property on the market. So, it even comes to us. Nothing from the animal control officer. We had thought that the animal control officer might be leaving for a new job, but he isn't, and he's staying put, so that's good to know. There is a planning board meeting and a site walk. Public hearing on September 20th. And a site walk on Saturday the 16th. So the details will be in the shopping guide, or you can access the town website. We have some information on the legal action of Peter Collins versus the town of Parsonsfield. And it's just, they would like to add some things to the complaint, and we're saying another attorney's taking it over, so the judge has to decide if they can add anything to the complaint and if the other attorney can take over. So that's going to be happening, I would say, I don't know when, in the future. Our comprehensive committee, our next meeting is the 26th. I'm looking for something here which I really can't find, but we'll get to it. Shakopee Rescue gave us their August report. 91 calls. Good thing is they were able to respond to 89 of them. So mutual aid was received twice, and we gave it to another town once. So that's just where they want to be. Parsonsfield had, of those 91 calls, Parsonsfield had 31. Cornish 24, Porter 21, so. We have an advisory, I guess. The Providence Lake has had some problems with bacteria, and I guess it's come back. I don't have the, I just have a little notice here.
That's
but
it, that's all.
That's all she sent? Well, they were working on it, I know, and it went away for a while. It's returned. We don't have, and we probably should decide on the class, the CPR class for Kyle Hoskins.
Well, Jen was gonna check into her.
Oh, I wouldn't be ready to teach.
Oh,
no.
well, so it's not
Yeah.
a case of
Yeah, we can't.
paperwork.
Right.
So we probably should get something scheduled, October's starting to fill in, so we should get something scheduled for October if we can. We have any suggestions, ideas?
I don't have Leslie's medical calendar. Leslie's got a couple of things going on in the next couple of months, so I can't commit to anything today.
Let me get some open dates from him.
Okay, that sounds good.
We have a, notice, invoice or whatever from, the West Day Post concerning the replacement of flagpole. Does anyone have any? This is, corner of Elm Street and Route 25. A winter storm, apparently last year. Crashed into the flagpole on the park bench.
Probably should have an
He
insurance.
talked with the selectman about it, and he was informed that the town does not own that land, it was owned by DOT. He mentioned that the town might be able to assist us after the September town meeting if the West Day Post would send a request for some assistance.
No, it came in too late then.
The post has since replaced the flagpole and paid for its installation. So they'd like to know if we'd like to help contribute to that expense.
That is private property, the state doesn't own it. Property right across the street.
Yeah,
from
the
it.
gentleman that used to.
He does, no, that's wrong.
Well, that's what's in the assessing records and on the map,
The state took over that corner.
the whole corner.
When they did the bridge?
Yeah, yeah.
The this guy getting taxed for
There's a portion that belongs to the
Oh,
property
okay,
across the street, but
okay.
it does not go to the road,
it. Okay.
to Route 25,
Yeah.
rather. Yeah. Yeah.
So you're recommending,
I have mixed feelings.
oh,
I guess I wish we had it in time to get it on the warrant for town meeting,
Yeah.
see what the wishes of the people were.
well, maybe we can put this aside, and if we have a special town meeting at some point in time, which we probably will for something, we can include this request in it, just to
I would go along with that suggestion.
make sense?
I think so.
I mean, we all like to say, oh, let's do it because nice flagpole and they're doing a good thing, but still, it's town money and not town property,
Mhm.
so.
West State Post 123 is located, aren't they in Porter?
They're in Porter, but they cover this area.
They
Right.
should have contacted the insurance
What about
company.
a tri-town, or what about asking Porter also? or
Well,
Yeah,
it is on our side, though. I mean.
something? It is, but it's Keyser Falls.
Danielle?
That's true, too.
Sorry. Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Since you're closer. I gotta figure out how to get rid of that.
There.
Thank you.
Yep.
As you've heard mentioned before, we have switched our insurance carrier to Maine Municipal. They sent us a preliminary bill. We have the representative coming in next week to discuss and make sure we're comfortable with all they've proposed and how much various things cost. Right now, it's at about $4,000 less than what we were paying. So, obviously, there's gonna be a significant savings, we just quite know how much. We do have a couple of issues. One on the checks that we've been trying to track down. Checks that have gone theoretically to the state of Maine. They don't have any record of them. Danielle's been working with them to try and clarify this and get this straightened out. So maybe, Danielle, you can?
I just got the email from the state that Debbie forwarded to me. Apparently, they have not received checks since 2017. I ran a report out of QuickBooks, and they're right. Not saying they didn't get sent, but there's outstanding checks that date back to March of 2017 to the state of Maine that haven't been cashed. Right.
Which is the same situation we have now.
Right, well, they didn't receive them. I don't know where Jesse Winter sent them. He couldn't remember the address where he sent them. These checks have no address, so I don't know if they were included with plumbing permits and sent to an address. So the state's actually recommending and volunteering to come on out and help us out, go through the permits that they need, haven't received, and go through all the paperwork. So I think that would be a great thing.
Okay. And we can, and then cancel the checks and reissue them?
Yeah, cancel them, we'll total them up. I don't know how they want it, if they want it per
Per year,
per
whatever.
year. It would be just nice to go through them face to face, go
Yep.
through all the paperwork, and, get it figured out.
Now, these are all open checks on our books, so to
Yes.
speak?
Yep. This is back when we used QuickBooks. And then the report that, I was asking Jesse about, those are also outstanding. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 checks out of Trio and quite a few out of QuickBooks, so, yeah.
Now, wouldn't our system, or isn't it designed that if checks don't get cashed, that something comes up, something says this check hasn't been cashed, or,
Well, they're outstanding checks that weren't cleared.
Yeah,
Right,
it's just, when you balance your checkbook, they're just not cleared.
I know, but it's from 2017?
Well, they're probably some way older than that to other things that haven't cleared.
Well,
And the problem, yeah, I mean, some of them are old payroll checks, the people that are on committees or things, and they're very small. But the fact that they're payroll, you can't just clear them. I mean, it's something that could be brought up with the auditors, but
I mean, how do we,
What, I think what the auditors would suggest is that we forward everything, the information, and everything to the state. That's probably what they would suggest. That they have that program that, you can go on, you look, like I can go on and look and find my name and see if they're holding any money for me.
that's if the state's holding money, not if the town.
No, we send them all the information. If I have an outstanding check there, that information goes to the state. And obviously, we must send a check to back it up, and then the state,
Oh, you send them money.
it has to be that way, I'm sure, yeah.
I haven't
To
heard of
clear our
that,
books,
but
yeah.
Yeah, I got $3 and something, so, yeah. So I don't know if Danielle's familiar with that, I've never used it.
I don't know what they're gonna say. That's why I'd like to
Yeah.
meet with them in person and go
Yeah.
through everything
Yeah.
and what they need on Jesse's side for permits and,
So why don't we not schedule anything until next week? And I'll spend some time with Jesse, I guess, and see if he's got copies of all permits going back through this time.
when did he take over?
January of
18?
18.
Okay.
So anyways, we'll do that and then we'll schedule something. That'd be my recommendation.
Okay, that sounds,
Okay, so I will do that with Jesse.
and there was some concern, two things, on 123 Banks Road. We talked a little bit about this last week. Does anyone know if anything's been,
It's ongoing. I don't think anything, Jesse has spoken with them, as a matter of fact, they were in, I think, last Tuesday.
okay.
But it's one of those where,
Ah,
well,
Yeah, when I get an email that pertains to code, I always forward them to Jesse also.
yeah.
So it's just information that,
okay. So can that be on our agenda to try and track that down, to see what is going on, you know?
Well, okay, you need to invite Jesse to a
Yeah.
meeting or a workshop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because also I'd like to discuss, we have a note from Marion Wright concerning the camper that's been on property for the last several years.
Mhm.
so that's, you're talking about a workshop.
Yeah.
Now, I know, but I want to have a workshop because as I understand it, this camper is registered, not being used as a camper, it's just like someone's trailer, they take it and go places in it.
Okay.
So-
Why don't you schedule a workshop with Jesse?
Okay, and we'll, you know, so would you invite Marion if she wants to come, or somebody, to the workshop? Jeff's here, so,
I'm not a representative.
oh, okay, would you,
Well, wouldn't it be better to get it?
well, we've been talking about this for
I
a year.
know, but you've got several different items there that
Yeah, why don't we go through a workshop first?
get some answers. Don't.
Okay. This was the one that she was concerned about, and that's why.
Correct.
Okay. I don't want to say I think that's everything, but I think that's everything. So, do you want to mention that I'm going to be chair for the next 11 months?
Ed has agreed to remain as chair of the
That's true.
select board. This is not
Very, very low advertising
not a
budget.
formal process. We don't have to change, we don't have to elect, we don't have an ordinance that covers it. The requirement is just that we have a chair. So I offered to give him a break if he wanted it, but
No, you
he
didn't.
didn't.
I thought they throw Jen into the fire, I mean. All right, so, thank you. Well, we're getting,
Oh, okay.
Jen, do you have anything you'd like to add, contribute, besides just being here? And
Welcome, Jen.
Thank
Hey,
you.
welcome.
Thanks. Listening, observing, very happy about the website update. And whatever else I can contribute, we'll find out as time goes on. So, lots to learn from you.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Your kitchen's all taken care of?
kitchen is good. Kitchen is good. So far, so good. Except for the hot water, as we discussed, and we'll come up with something that works for everybody.
David, you must have extensive notes there somewhere.
No, the only thing I have is an email, and you're gonna hate me, Ed, but I'm gonna bring it up, from Michael Nelligan.
From who?
It's been too long. Michael Nelligan,
Okay,
Roger Morrow's neighbor.
yeah,
Okay. He says now he's got 3 listings, or he sent along 3 listings of cars that are for sale by Roger.
okay.
And I don't believe he has approval to be a used car lot. He doesn't have approval to be a garage either.
That's true.
But this board, or at least the past board, decided on legal advice not to pursue that
Until the court made a decision as to what was,
I think we might want to revisit that. I will be looking at things and may bring that back to the board. That's it.
we have regulations on cars you can sell or dispose of, or,
We and the state does, yes, as they do with garages.
well, if we're, okay, that's certainly different if he's violating a state ordinance. Local, that's not being handled, but I understand, okay. So we can maybe have another workshop on that, just to
Yep.
see the best way to proceed.
David, so if I own 5 cars, I can't list 3 of them for sale?
I don't think
Or
so. I
is it
think
the
you-
way-
You can list one
Okay.
at a time.
Okay.
Yeah. One of
Okay.
every,
Yeah, I don't
if you
know.
have
Yeah.
a snowmobile and an ATV and a boat and a car, you can list those all.
Okay,
But
but
you can't list 2
one of each
cars.
item,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, when we had
Thank
a similar situation on Federal Road, that was what I got from the state.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I have.
Jeff, you?
Yeah, the website update is an excellent idea. Looking forward to seeing that done. Police report came in this month, or last month.
Who?
The police report, deputy report.
Came in,
You can have mine.
Yeah, we have.
yeah, we,
Okay, that's good. I'd like to, I mentioned it at the town meeting, maybe we could post it on the billboard out front.
well, I don't know about posting on the billboard, it's available for people, Jeff.
Okay, all right, that's that answer.
And you get your copy every month, right?
Jesse was handing it to him.
Yeah, before it went in the barrel. but-
Yeah.
Okay, I misspoke at the, and I want to apologize for this, I misspoke about recycling. I said we were third from the bottom, we're actually fifth from the bottom. I just wanted to.
We're still too low.
Still too long,
And,
yeah.
and to move up to the goal of 10%, it's just moving up one notch to being number 6. Maybe we could change the billboard out front saying pitch in, recycle, you know,
We gotta
just to
change
get,
it, so.
just to get something going. We
We're
have to,
already, looking at next year's budget, but to increase your suggestion, to increase the recycling budget, to encompass some things like shopping guide ads or whatever, more awareness.
Okay,
And if I can just add, we do have an ordinance that says you will recycle in Parsons Field. So I wish more people would do that.
What about the oops ticket that you had been
Yeah,
mentioned in the past? Do we still have any of those?
we have
or-
the oops for people that threw in stuff in the recycling bin that wasn't supposed to be in the recycling bin.
Right.
But sometimes that oops ticket can backfire too, because then people say, you know what, I ain't putting anything in there.
Right.
But a oops ticket for cardboard would be really, you know, for cardboard. I mean, that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Big pieces of cardboard is just pretty obvious when you can see it just out there.
Yeah.
But we need to get on board, yeah. And recycling, people don't understand that, it might go to, trash goes to energy or whatever, but it doesn't matter because the more we recycle, the less tipping fee that we have to pay. So it could go somewhere where it could be burned, it could be anything, but at least we're not paying for that tipping fee. That's what we have to focus on is the tipping fee. Okay, and I think that's about it for this week.
Just a comment. Bill Toby came in today and got copies of the winter maintenance map for the north section. And I mentioned to him about Keyser Mountain Road. Does Fisher know about Hasty Road?
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
I just had to outline that, and I gave him the warrant article exactly where it's gonna get cut off so he can plan, because I wasn't sure if there was a plow turnaround there or whatever, so he was gonna go check it out and see what he needed to do to back up there, so
Yeah.
if Fisher wants to, I don't
And
know.
we'll need to decide where we're gonna close Hasty Road. And what-
Right, because there was some concern about a snowmobile
and
turnaround
valid
and,
concerns, yeah.
I just wanna mention, that did happen last year. He plowed to the last house and turned around and just plowed the remainder of Hasty Road later. And there were snowmobile trucks that came in with snowmobile trailers parked right there,
Mhm.
unloaded their machines, and Mellon came through, it was on a Friday, and could not turn
turn around
around.
because the,
And it was a big mess, cause
Yeah.
it's narrow there anyways,
Yep.
and there's just a small area for where the road normally ends, you know? And then everybody's the plow turnarounds there, the trash truck turnarounds
Is there
right there.
space to make that a bigger
It's
area or
on
is?
private land. So that's why I think, and not to keep going, but, we did hear from the land share riders, just in passing over the weekend. And I don't know if you guys have heard from them at all. They're very concerned about not plowing to that ATV, landing there, so I don't know if.
That's where they access it.
That's where, yeah, they all park. And Hasty Road and Middle Road are, connector trails now. They have signs. I don't know if you guys know that. Their trails are all washed out. So there are actually ATV signs along Hasty Road and Middle Road that the ATVs use because they can't access the trails. So I don't know if they asked permission on that or, but just
I believe they did.
okay,
Yeah, they did.
okay.
Before
So-
my time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm hoping they're gonna kind of reach out to the town if that's a concern.
So, does somebody plow that parking area
They,
then?
I think so, yeah, I think, I forget his name, yeah.
One of the people.
Yeah,
that
one
use
of the
it.
ATV people do, so I don't know if that would be a good point or what,
Yeah.
but, cause that's a huge area to turn around,
Right, right,
so.
David, I'll see if I can find the information. Because
okay,
I know I sent it to Darren also, so he would know.
okay.
All right,
Good.
thank you, folks.
Yeah, Mark does need to be notified. We notify him and we tell him that we will be figuring out where it's gonna be closed. I mean, it's Middle Road for sure, and then we're just not sure about the other end.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the road, so I'm not.
Okay.
And
All
if
right,
that is
folks.
the ca- oh, not to keep going, if that is the case, the Mellons is gonna have to look at a turnaround
Yeah.
at his point, so
Right.
that'd be two different turnarounds, so, sorry.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody. And see you next week.
Thanks.
Thank you, young lady.